Well, hello, good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to the RSPB Scotland 2021 Nature of Scotland Awards, co-sponsored by Nature Scot. It is such a pleasure to have your company this evening. I'm Arlene Stewart, and I'm very excited, and although sad not to be able to meet you in person for the award ceremony tonight, I am very pleased to be joining you live with the wonderful and quite handsome tech team here at the Edinburgh International Conference Centre. And I hope, wherever you are celebrating with champagne, gin and tonic, sex on the beach, that's a cocktail, by the way, or hot chocolate, whatever your drink of choice is, because we are in for a fantastic celebration, especially as it's the Nature of Scotland Awards 10th anniversary. I know, who can believe it? Now, can I start by saying a huge thank you to award-winning Scottish TV production company Mara Media for that introductory footage. Absolutely incredible. Now, they work closely with scientists and conservationists to showcase Scotland's incredible wildlife to both the national and international community. Now, Scotland has been in the global spotlight, as I'm sure you all know, for several weeks with COP26 in Glasgow. All our finalists tonight are examples of real work going on across the country to save our species and habitats, and many offer nature-based solutions to climate change. This has also been the second year the Nature of Scotland Awards have been affected by the global pandemic. But the judging panel have asked me to note that the quality and volume of entries received has been truly exceptional. We are here tonight to reward all our finalists for their dedication, talent and determination for nature conservation. Now, in total, the judges selected 62 people and projects to go through to tonight's final. You can find out more about their outstanding achievements by visiting the Nature of Scotland Award website, where there are links to all of our finalists. The website address is below right now. You can also find out more about the supportive network of environmental partners who have worked with RSPB Scotland to promote the awards and support the shortlisting process. And, of course, there are also details about the generous sponsors that have enabled us to develop tonight's event and beam into your living room. From co-sponsor Nature Scot and those supporting our individual award categories and trophies. So tonight, we are so very glad to welcome representatives from our shortlisted projects and key figures from Scotland's conservation community. Going digital also means that we've been able to open this evening ceremony to nature enthusiasts from across Scotland, so you are all very welcome. This evening, we're here to recognise the combined contribution to Scottish nature by communities, businesses, scientists, conservation partnerships, and individuals of all ages. The impact they are making on our natural habitats and wildlife is staggering. Here is just a flavour of some of tonight's finalists and messages from some of our Nature of Scotland Award supporters.
Hi, my name's Dr. Amir, and I just want to say best of luck to all the finalists in the Nature of Scotland Awards.
Hello everyone, it's Hannah Stitfall here, and I just want to wish all the amazing finalists of the RSPB Nature of Scotland Awards the very best of luck. Have a fantastic evening.
Congratulations to all of the finalists in the Nature of Scotland Awards. Scotland has some of the finest wildlife in the UK, of course, and therefore it needs looking after. So thank you very much indeed for all of your efforts, energies and ambitions in that regard.
Hello, this is Gordon Buchanan here. This is a very exciting time of year for me because it is time for the Nature of Scotland Awards, and I just wanted to say a huge good luck to all of the finalists.
Hello, I'm Susan Davis and I'm the Chief Executive of the Scottish Seabird Centre. I'm also really privileged to be one of the judges of the Nature of Scotland Awards. We've had some absolutely brilliant projects this year to protect Scotland's nature, and I just want to wish all the finalists good luck on the final night.
It's Deborah Meaden here. I just wanted to say good luck to all of the finalists of the Nature of Scotland Awards. Hold your heads high, you're doing amazing work and you are making a real difference. So enjoy the night and enjoy your celebrations. Keep up the good work.
Hi, it's Dougie Viepont here, and I was really pleased and honoured to join the Nature of Scotland Awards judging panel this year. And my goodness, the standard of entries was absolutely wonderful. Thank you to everyone who entered, and good luck to all of the finalists. I hope everyone joining the online ceremony has a brilliant night.
Well, my TV husband scrubs up well, doesn't he? Thank you, Dougie. And isn't it great to see some of our amazing finalists in action? We'll be sharing more of their photos a little bit later. Now, of course, normally, if we were all next door in the EICC dining room, we would be asking you to clap and cheer and make some noise to show your support. But tonight, it's down to Twitter. Yes, so if you use Twitter, please show your support for a finalist by tweeting and sharing our winners' stories. So hashtag Nature of Scotland. And the lovely folk at the RSPB will be tweeting along the show tonight. And please join in using the hashtag Nature of Scotland, which obviously you can see on screen. And you can show your support. You can send good luck messages to our finalists. And it would also be great if you could send photos of where you are watching this from right now. And we will show some of them a little bit later on. I hear that there were some absolute crackers last year, so we want to top that. Now, we've already seen him, but let's go back to him. My landward colleague and Nature of Scotland Awards judge, Dougie Viepont, oh, got his name wrong. That's showbiz. Dougie Viepont, with something else I know you will want to be part of.
Hi there, it's Dougie Viepont. I'm so sorry I'm not able to make the evening, but I'm on tour with my band Deacon Blue. And right now we're halfway between our gigs in Portsmouth and Oxford. But don't worry, we've got plenty of dates left in Scotland too, if you want to come and see us in December. The Nature of Scotland Awards prize draw has become something of an institution. So it gives me great pleasure to announce that it's back for another year. For one lucky winner, there's a truly unique experience in the Cairngorms up for grabs. Your prize starts with 3 nights of accommodation at the Lazy Duck Eco Lodge in Nethy Bridge. And let me tell you all about that. You'll be staying in a log cabin in the woods, which sleeps 2 people. And there's a box bed there with a window above so you can lie back and look up at the stars. It also has a wood-burning stove and a cosy little kitchen. Lovely views all around and great opportunities of taking loads of wonderful photographs of the wildlife. But if you can drag yourself away from all of that, as part of your stay, you'll also get to visit the RSPB nature reserves at Abernethy and Inchmarshes, where you'll meet the teams and get a private guided tour. They'll take you behind the scenes to look at how we manage these sites, show you the best spots for watching wildlife, and welcome you along to a magical dawn walk at Inchmarshes. A really, really special time of the day to be at the reserve. And if that wasn't enough, your weekend will finish off with a fantastic whisky tasting. And if you enjoy that a little too much, we'll even throw in the hangover for free. Now you can take part by visiting our crowdfunder page. There's a link to the event timeline, or scribble down the details below. Tickets are available for £5 and you can buy as many as you want with discounted bundles available. The draw closes on the 15th of December and we'll let the lucky winner know shortly after that date. The money raised from the draw, along with the money raised this evening, will help RSPB Scotland continue our work saving nature. Your generosity makes an enormous difference and allows us to protect birds like the capercaillie, which you might have the chance of seeing if you're lucky enough to win the prize. Thank you so much to everyone for their generosity, and good luck.
Looking very smart, Doogie. Touring with his band, Deacon Blue, at the moment. I'm sure Ricky Ross would have something to say about that. Anyway, thanks a lot, Doogie. And thank you so much to the Lazy Duck for the amazing accommodation, and Hear the Planet for the lovely film of the Eco Lodge. Now, before we start tonight's awards presentation, we have a video message from the head of our judging panel and director of RSPB Scotland, Anne McCall.
Hello and welcome everybody to the RSPB Scotland Nature of Scotland Awards, co-sponsored by Nature Scot. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. I am so pleased we're able to continue once again with this fantastic celebration of conservation success stories. And whilst it's not quite in the format I had hoped, with us maybe sharing a drink, chatting over dinner, I am optimistic that by this time next year we'll be able to enjoy an evening together and who knows, maybe even celebrate face to face. Now, I'm incredibly grateful to our judges and our shortlisting partners from across the conservation and nature sector, and full details of the wonderful folk who have freely given their time for this are available on the RSPB website. A big thanks also to Nature Scot and to our other sponsors. They enable us to celebrate the committed and the passionate people doing extraordinary things for conservation in Scotland. I can't quite believe it, but this is the 10th anniversary of the Nature of Scotland Awards, and I'm especially pleased that we've opened to the public vote one of the categories, Nature Champions of the Decade. I'm sure you're keen to learn who the winner of this category is, and we will announce that later on. 2021 has again been a challenging year, with COVID-19 continuing to impact on the way we live our lives and how we deliver our work. But it's also been a year in which our attention in Scotland has been drawn to the nature and climate crisis like never before. I'm recording this piece right in the middle of COP26 taking place in Glasgow, and I can't predict the final outcomes of what is a critically important conference. But we have had some pretty positive announcements already. It's also worth noting that there is more nature on the agenda than ever before. And I think a real recognition of the role that nature has to play in preventing climate breakdown. This is so very welcome, and I think it's a real cause for hope. It's also allowed us to showcase some of our work, especially peatland restoration. RSPB's been doing this for about 30 years in Scotland, particularly in the Flow Country, where we've been felling damaging forest plantations and reinstating active blanket bog. And also at our Abernethy Reserve as part of our Cairngorms Connect project. That's the biggest landscape scale ecological restoration project in the UK at the moment. Now, yesterday I joined thousands, 100,000 I think, of other people to take part in the mobilisations in Glasgow. What we were trying to do was make sure our voices are heard at COP26. And the more of us that let our leaders and our decision makers know what we expect from them, the more likely they are to steer us on a path away from disaster. Looking ahead, the United Nations have declared the next 10 years the decade of ecosystem restoration, with a real focus on preventing, halting and reversing the degradation of ecosystems worldwide. I think that's a real global rallying cry to heal our wounded planet, and I am already very excited to see what projects and collaborations we'll be seeing in future years as part of this. It does feel like the tide of our collective understanding is shifting in the right direction. More people than ever before now realise and understand that to save ourselves and secure our future, we absolutely have to save and restore nature. Now, the eminent conservationist Dr. Jane Goodall said it much better than I can. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. These awards offer a fantastic chance to turn the spotlight on some of the most wonderful work that has been done across Scotland to make a difference in the world of conservation and nature. And I want to offer my sincerest thanks to you, to all of you who choose to make a difference. And huge congratulations to all of those shortlisted for helping to restore our natural environment. Have a fantastic night.
Tremendous words. Thank you so much, Anne. This is such an important time for nature and the climate. And thanks to everyone who shared their home-based celebrations with us so far on Twitter. Keep sharing. We hope to show some of your images, well, the clean ones, obviously, during our event tonight. Now, at the end of the evening, we'll also be sharing an image of the stunning trophies our winners will receive, which were designed and made by renowned Edinburgh-based silversmith Bryony Knox. And also, there she is, smiling happily there. Also, thank you to Turkin Connell for sponsoring their creation again this year, and the team at RSPB Abernethy Nature Reserve for supplying the beautiful wood. That's right, we'll be sending our winners a little bit of nature to proudly display on their mantelpiece. Now, we move on to the main reason we are all here tonight. We have 10 tremendous sets of category finalists, which, in honour of COP26, starts with those for our Nature and Climate Action Award. And thanks to Scottish Power for supporting the Nature and Climate Action Award. On our first shortlist of the night, we have
Wetland Farming for Climate Adaptation, Seawater Solutions Limited. The Easter Belty Restoration, Restoring Rivers, Sustaining Livelihoods, Tweed's Nature-Based Climate Solutions. River Calder Restoration, Flowing into the Future. Aberdeen City Council, Woodlands, Wetlands and Wildflowers.
And to remind you what our judges were looking for with this award, and to announce this category, I'm pleased to welcome Lindsay McQuaid, CEO of Scottish Power Renewables.
We are facing a nature and climate emergency that cannot be ignored. The unprecedented loss in biodiversity and the persistent rise in global temperatures requires us all to take urgent action. The Nature and Climate Action Award recognises the link between the crisis facing nature and the climate and Scottish nature-based solutions to them. The nominations received all demonstrated clear and definitive steps to saving nature and mitigating or adapting to climate change. The nominations also demonstrated that urgency to act across multiple sectors and implement ideas and innovative technology to deliver solutions. I'd like to congratulate each and every one of the nominees this evening. However, there can be only one winner. And without further ado, I'm delighted to announce that it's the Easter Belty Restoration. Congratulations.
Oh, exciting news. Our first winner, the Dee Catchment Partnership. Well done. And here's what my BBC Landward colleague Anne London found out when she visited the project recently.
Somewhere in amongst all this activity near Torfins in Aberdeenshire is the Belty Burn, a tributary of the River Dee.
If you were to pass this site from a distance, you might think there's a big piece of infrastructure, like a new road being built.
In fact, instead of constructing something new, they're trying to put things back the way they were.
If we'd been standing here, say 250 years ago, we would have been standing in the middle of a huge wetland area extending for maybe a couple of miles in either direction.
The Decatchment Partnership is behind the project, with James Hutton Institute ecologist Dr. Susan Cooksley in charge on the ground.
In the middle of that would have been a really twisting channel that would have meandered its way in and out of the wetland, all its way downstream to the other end.
This map from the early 18th century gives some idea of the course the Belty Burn used to take. It's very different from how it looks today, and the changes were all man-made.
It's much straighter than this map portrays. So that started around about 1750 when agricultural improvements started, and to achieve land drainage and to create land for agriculture, watercourses were straightened and over time became deep as well.
All well and good for the farmland, but the change in course and flow of the Belty Burn means potential problems downstream.
Where the channel is straight and also is as deep as this, it's really like a fire hose. When floodwaters get high, the water's got nowhere to go. It can't spill out onto its floodplain the way that a river should, which would take the energy out of the system. Instead, you've got this powerful force of water heading downstream until eventually it finds somewhere that it can spill out, which may well be the next town.
To rectify things, Susan and her team are returning the burn to its natural, meandering course. As well as helping with flood prevention, the changes will provide a new wetland habitat where nature can thrive.
It meanders down here into the wetland area.
Bert McIntosh owns the land around the burn and is delighted with the project.
What we are doing here is a big advance for nature. This will be here forever, and it'll get better as the years get on. You know, 3 years from now, I'm sure if you come back, you won't recognise it. It'll be full of birds, frogs, voles, and all the nice birds of the area.
The reversal of 3 centuries of man-made changes will benefit nature and humanity.
The river here was very uniform, and as a result, there were very few places for wildlife to live. By putting the bends back into the river system, we add variety, and in doing that, you add homes for different types of animals to live. By connecting the river back to its floodplain, we can start to bring in a certain amount of climate resilience to the river system here. The work that's being done here is just one way that helps our environment react to the changes in our weather and climate. Whether it's roads, railways or rivers, now is the time to act on the reality of climate change.
Yes, Anne, the beautiful one of the Landward team. And I think I've fallen in love with Bert. It's the people and their passion that really inspire you, isn't it? And what a brilliant partnership in a beautiful part of Aberdeenshire, which is where I'm from. Now, let's move on to the Innovation Award. And for this award, our thanks to the Ardmore for sponsoring the Innovation Award. Now, the judges were looking for projects, initiatives, practices or techniques that have aided nature conservation in a particularly innovative way. They were especially interested in hearing about entries for new conversation work that used pioneering approaches and took on new challenges. So here is a reminder of who made the shortlist.
The Wild South Esk, the Puffineers, Beeline's Map for Scotland, Cairngorms National Park Authority, Cairncraft Youth Engagement Project, Aberdeen City Council, Woodlands, Wetlands and Wildflowers.
And of course I meant to say conservation works, not conversation works. Slight Freudian slip there. Now, there are some tremendous projects there, and to announce this category, I'm very pleased to welcome Alistair Longwell of the Ardmore.
Good evening, Arlene, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Ardmore and all the team here at Beam Centauri, I would like to congratulate RSPB Scotland and everyone who's been involved with the Nature of Scotland Awards over these past 10 years of outstanding achievement. The Ardmore is delighted this year to be sponsoring the Innovation Award. We have 5 fantastic nominees, but before we reveal the winner, we have a highly commended award to announce. And the 2021 Highly Commended Innovation Award goes to the Puffineers. Congratulations. And the 2021 Innovation Award winners are Beeline's Map for Scotland. Congratulations to everybody associated with this fantastic project.
Huge congratulations to Beeline's Map for Scotland. This year, conservation charity BugLife launched a complete Beeline's Map for Scotland. It's a response to the decline of bees and other pollinating insects and a plan for how to reconnect our wild places by creating a network of wildflowers across our landscapes. The Beeline's network includes good pollinator habitats, but also identifies key areas to restore and create wildflower-rich meadows, important grassland verges, and pollinator-friendly gardens. The results can be adopted by farmers, landowners, or in fact anyone across Scotland that wants to help pollinators and a huge range of other wildlife too. Beeline's mapping uses computer modelling to find the best routes to connect existing habitat patches while considering how difficult the wider landscape is for pollinators to cross. This produces a map of the very best connections between habitats. BugLife then works with local experts and stakeholders to agree a local Beeline's network, guided by their local knowledge of habitats, landscapes, and opportunities. The mapping data is now made freely available to anyone who's drawing up maps and strategies for restoring nature networks. BugLife's work means that Beelines can now be delivered across the whole country. By working in new ways and using the Beeline's Map for Scotland, BugLife hope to empower local authorities, landowners and communities to deliver their own projects that supports Scotland's pollinators.
And congratulations to everyone at BugLife. It's true, every photograph you saw there, everyone was smiling. When you work with nature, it can only be good for you. The Invertebrate Conservation Trust, worthy winners there. Now, their project enables so many more people to get involved in this vital work. Keep up the good work. Now, let's move on. It's time for the Business Award. Now, the judges were looking to recognise companies that are benefiting nature in Scotland. The award celebrates businesses and partnerships that restore habitats and support the nature that live within them. They were also very keen to hear from companies that are developing exemplary and innovative sustainable practices that lower their carbon footprint and reduce their emissions. And the shortlist for this category is
Forth Rivers Trust, Forth Rivers Consulting, Nairn Dunbar Golf Club, Environmental Golf Course of the Year, Scotia Seeds, Scottish Wildflower Production, Scotia Seeds, Scottish Wildflower Seed Production for and with wildlife, Shalic, natural ingredients that support nature conservation.
And here to announce this category, I'm very pleased to welcome a dragon with a real passion for the environment. It's Deborah Meaden.
Good evening. It's fantastic to see business back into the awards on this 10th anniversary year, because business can play a really important part in the healing of the damage that we've done to nature and encouraging biodiversity. So I've seen the entrants and the finalists, and there's some really interesting stuff there, but somebody's got to win. I've actually got 2 winners here. I have got the Business Award Highly Commended, which I'm going to read out first. Silver envelope. So the Highly Commended Business Award winner is Nen Dunbar Golf Club, Environmental Golf Course of the Year. Congratulations. There's a winner. Gold envelope. So the winner of the Business Award is Scotia Seeds, Scottish wildflower seed production for and with wildlife. Huge congratulations. Well done.
Well, congratulations to everyone at Scotia Seeds, and thank you so much to Deborah Meaden and her continued support. Now, my landward colleague, who is now retired, but Ewan McElraith, visited the project a few years ago, and here's a clip showing what he discovered about their beautiful farm in Angus.
Before the Second World War, meadows dripping with wildflowers and humming with insects were a familiar sight across the country. But these days you'd be hard pushed to find one.
Here at Scotia Seeds, they grow over 150 different species of native wildflower. And as you can see, some of them are just starting to come into flower. Fiona.
Hi, Ewan.
Ewan. Try not to stand in your plants.
Fiona Guest is a director of Scotia Seeds.
This is red campion, which is, you've probably seen it in hedgerows. It's a pretty common plant.
Lovely, isn't it?
Isn't it amazing to see it as one big crop?
The company harvests seeds from the variety of wildflowers grown across their 40-acre site and put together seed mixes which allow anyone to recreate a wildflower meadow. But of course, it's not just about the plants. The meadow habitat becomes a home and a supply of food for insects and a whole diversity of birds and animals.
So does it have a big impact on the insect population?
Oh, I think it has a massive impact on the insect population. I mean, you come here in midsummer, or even when it's a little bit stiller, and there's just bumblebees everywhere. Lots of different species. And that's why grasslands and species-rich grasslands, meadows, are so important.
But they're really getting thin on the ground now,
Oh,
aren't
they are. I mean, meadows themselves, these grasslands have declined hugely. Since the 1930s, it's something like a 90% decline. And the natural grasslands that you find, the semi-natural grasslands, are really, really precious.
Scotia is at the forefront of a £3 million Europe-wide research project designed to share knowledge across the continent about seed science and conservation.
I'm just making up a mix which is a meadow mix for a wet meadow.
Giles Laverack is one of the scientists involved.
So I mean, this is the delightfully low-tech end of it, but there's a lot of high-tech stuff going on as well. What are you doing?
Yeah, we're also having to do some science as well, because it's a very recent kind of form of agriculture producing native wildflower seeds. There's a lot to learn about the species that we're using. We're developing new techniques, also applying things which have been used in agricultural seed production, for instance, to new species. So there's lots and lots of new information coming out of this all the time, which for scientists is great.
But to study the seeds, they need to be harvested. And Fiona's taking me to the site's wetland area.
We've got the waders on, you've got your wellies on, you've got your stick. What we're going to do?
And we're going to be harvesting bulrush, which is one of the first things that's ripe in the season.
Harvesting bulrush?
Yes, unfortunately that means you actually have to get into the pond, hence the waders.
It's just fun on the way. Take me to your bulrush.
Just over here.
So what's the technique?
Just come along and just cut the seed heads off. So as you can see, we've harvested a wee bit of it to start off with.
Well,
but
I'm a bit deeper than you. You take the stick.
Okay. Watch yourself.
Okay, just there?
Yep.
Right, well, let's go back to the shore.
You're getting stuck there.
Okay, so what's the process now?
Well, the amazing thing about bulrushes is you see this just like a velvet pile. It's incredible.
It's lovely, isn't it?
But as soon as it starts to ripen, it basically just explodes out. Those tiny little seeds there are actually what end up being cleaned down. So all the fluffy stuff gets cleaned off it and you just end up with pure seed. And as you can see in this just little handful, this one bulrush head,
That's a lot of seeds.
Masses and masses of it.
This is the most fun I've had.
Oh, Ewan, he's such a flirt, that man. Anyway, congratulations to Scotia Seeds, a brilliant business doing so much for Scottish pollinators, and I certainly know where I'm going to get my seeds from now on. Now, on to our next category, which is my absolute favourite, the Youth and Education Award. Now, this award honours schools, youth groups and those working with young people that have made a real difference to the conservation and sustainability of Scotland's wildlife. Finalists in this category showed a real passion and commitment to the natural world, going above and beyond for Scotland's nature. Let's have a little reminder of who's shortlisted for the Youth and Education category.
New Abbey Primary School Eco Warriors. Leading the way, Scottish Wildlife Trust Young Leaders. Canonbay Eco Committee Primary 1, 2 and 3. Blair Vadich at Pinkston Basin, development of an outdoor education environmental course. Wild Planet Explorers, inspiring a new generation of biologists and conservationists. Venture Trust, learning and development in nature. RSPB COP26 Climate Change Youth Steering Group.
And I'm very pleased to announce this category is, well, someone you know very well. It's good to see a well-kent face. Former Nature of Scotland award host, TV presenter and wildlife cameraman, Gordon Buchanan.
Hello, I hope you're all having a wonderful evening and congratulations to all of the finalists and the winners so far. I think, as we'll have seen with COP26 here in Glasgow, young people are at the forefront of climate action. And this award, the Youth and Education Award, is in many ways the most important award this evening. Connecting young people, engaging young people in nature is paramount. It is fundamental. And this award exists to recognise the work that's been done across Scotland to engage in many ways the most important members of our communities. There's a highly commended award for this category, which I will read out first. So for the Youth and Education Award, highly commended, is Blair Vadich at Pinkston Basin, development of an outdoor education environmental course. Congratulations, very well deserved. And on to the winner of the Youth and Education Award in the gold envelope. The winner of the Youth and Education Award is New Abbey Primary School Eco Warriors. Amazing. Well done. Congratulations.
congratulations to all the New Abbey Primary School Eco Warriors. Primary 1s, 2s and 3 have been using their weekly blocks of outdoor learning to help improve awareness of their local environment and encourage more wildlife into their school grounds. So far, they've created a pond, toad hole, log pile, hedgehog hotel and even a bee watering station. They've also planted over 100 trees donated by the Woodland Trust and sown a wildflower patch with seeds donated by a local beekeeper. For the birds, they put up feeders and nest boxes and a local joiner built them a hide to watch them from. But it doesn't stop there. The children have also been encouraging greener behaviours like recycling and have helped to set up numerous composting bins around the school. They're also growing their own fruits and vegetables which they cook and eat. The Eco Warriors have achieved bronze, silver and gold awards through the RSPB Wild Challenge and the Wildlife Trust Action for Insects Award. They've also been working with other local schools to help encourage more actions for nature. All of this and more has been giving the children a strong foundation to be proactive about conservation in their later school life and beyond. And hey, New Abbey Primary School, from me, I just want to say thank you very much for everything you're doing. This is exactly what the world needs more of. People taking action, doing their bit for nature. I love it. The adults could learn a thing or two from you, so awesome work.
Yeah, and that is an awesome shirt, Rory. That is cracking. And congratulations to all of the team at New Abbey Primary School Eco Warriors and the teachers too, of course. It's so inspiring to see what they have achieved and maybe it will inspire you to do something similar. Now, our next category tonight is the Coasts and Waters Award. And we have to thank Scottish Water for sponsoring the Coasts and Waters Award this year. Now, Scotland's rivers, lochs and seas are special places for people and wildlife. And to mark the Visit Scotland Year of Coasts and Waters 2020-2021, this special award recognises outstanding contributions that are helping nature thrive in Scottish marine and freshwater habitats. So the finalists for this category are...
The Wild South Esk, Revive the Allen, Community-led Marine Biodiversity Monitoring Project, On Our Wavelength, Scottish Invasive Species Initiative, Communities Tackle Invasive Species.
So they are the finalists, and to announce this category, I'm pleased to welcome Adam Warner of Scottish Water.
Good evening. Scottish Water are delighted to be supporting this award for the 4th year in a row. We were absolutely overwhelmed with the quality and breadth of the applications this year, and it was very difficult choosing a winner and a shortlist. This year's highly commended project is Revive the Allen. Congratulations. And the winner of this year's Coasts and Waters Award is Scottish Invasive Species Initiative, Communities Tackle Invasive Species. Congratulations to them and everyone that entered.
Well, thank you, Adam, and congratulations to everyone in the Scottish Invasive Species Initiative Partnership. It's quite a mouthful, that, and particularly their huge team of dedicated volunteers and local supporters who are critical to this project. The results they have collectively delivered have been absolutely tremendous, and Dougie Vipond covered the story on Landward a few years ago at the beginning of the project, and here he is discovering the scale of the challenge when he caught up with project manager Callum Sinclair on the banks of the River Spey.
All along
our burns and rivers lurks one of the countryside's biggest problems: invasive or non-native plants. The biggest offenders are giant hogweed, Himalayan balsam, and this Japanese knotweed. It's everywhere. This persistent problem is now so widespread, a 4-year project has begun to try and eradicate these plants once and for all. Callum, how are you?
I'm good, Dougie. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Yep.
Callum Sinclair is the man in charge of the fight back. So Callum, here we are on the banks of the River Spey, and what do we have here?
Well, we've got a beautiful river this side, but on this side we have our friend Japanese knotweed, which is beginning to overrun the banks here, and you can see it all the way down the side here, and in amongst it some of the wee pink purple flowers of Himalayan balsam, another invasive species. What happens with these species is they overtake the other plants that should be there and leave us with a monoculture of non-native species. So we're really keen to try and redress that sort of balance and get us back to some sort of normality for a Scottish riverbank.
How widespread a problem is this across Scotland?
Yeah, well, we're on the Spey and these plants are well established on the Spey, but we're working for a project, Scottish Invasive Species Initiative, and we're working from Tayside all the way through Deeside, Murray, Angus, across to Inverness and beyond to Wester Ross and West Sutherland. So it is a very widespread problem, and we're tackling 29,500 kilometres squared of Scotland, a third of the landmass of Scotland.
Wow.
We've got to target the locations that we take treatment on, we've got to target the species, and we've got to know what we're dealing with and the extent of the problem.
And to plan the attack, their team are taking to the skies. They're using aerial reconnaissance. Surveying the scene is Project Officer James Simmons. James, how are you?
Hi Dougie, not too bad, not too
See
bad.
you. So, you've been using technology to identify the problem?
Yes, yeah, we've been using drones to survey the river. When you get to the lower Spey, it's an incredibly wide riparian corridor, a braided river channel with lots of islands, and to survey that on foot would take weeks and weeks. Well, this is a bit of video that we shot, and as we fly through here, this is an area that we had treated, and we thought we'd got all of the giant hogweed plants, but when we did the flyover and the drone just lifts here, you can see stands of these giant hogweed plants that we never even knew were there.
So you thought you'd already got this?
We thought we'd been through there and got rid of all of those plants.
Okay.
So it enabled us to target our follow-up visits.
Right, okay. So given the fact that this problem is so widespread, how could you possibly hope to tackle it?
It's a huge task ahead, but thanks to volunteers like Vicky here, we're making real effective treatment, and we're going to continue that and grow our volunteer numbers over the 4 years. We can train people so they've got the skills to deal with these plants after the project's finished.
So people taking responsibility for the local area?
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, this is one of landward's hardy perennials. We keep coming back to the story time and time again because the problem is gargantuan. But with this project and with the help of local people, the fight back may become effective. I wish them well.
And here they are a few years on, winning awards. Fantastic. Congratulations again to everybody at the Scottish Invasive Species Initiative Partnership and to all of our winners so far. Now, it's time for another look at some more of our fantastic finalists in action. it's fantastic to see our finalists, isn't it? They're so inspiring, and it's great to see the range of places and species our finalists are supporting. More on that a bit later on. Now, time for a quick check-in with our audience at home. That's you. Yeah, hope you're having a really, really great evening so far. Now, you have shared some super pictures, some interesting ones on Twitter. So let's take a little look, shall we? Okay. Oh, look, very, very proud Dan Harrison, looking incredibly smart in his three-piece, standing next to his Globe bar. I suspect he hasn't ventured far from that. All righty, folks, got my glad rags on, ready for this evening. You look very handsome, Dan. Well done. Anne McCall. Oh, I love that. I don't know whether she's wearing the heels or the baffies tonight, but Anne, thank you so much for your photograph and for getting in touch. Let's see what else we have. Oh, Francesca Ozovska. We've begun, she says, really looking forward to the evening and celebrating all our nature heroes at Nature Scott, getting into the swing of things with our friends ahead of the awards. Oh yes, they are. Look at them all. Yeah, I wonder what they'll look like at the end of the night. And Claire Carter, yes, she's all set. She's got the champagne ready. And Catherine Gemmell. Who do we have here? Now, this is Hamish. And I also want to send good luck to our friends. Oh, it's difficult to see that. I think, oh, it's Possum Plastic, I think. Good luck at the Nature Scott Awards. So well done to you. And yeah, Hamish looking very handsome in his high-vis jacket there. Keep your tweets coming in. It's fantastic to see what you're up to tonight. So we're now going to have a very short break, so you can pour yourself another celebratory drink. Just the one, mind. We need you awake for the second part. Or, how about this? You can buy some prize draw tickets. So you're in with a chance of winning that sensational weekend in the Cairngorms, filled with Scottish wildlife and sleeping in that amazing eco-lodge as well. The website details are below. Make sure you're back soon. We'll see you in about 3 minutes' time. Well, hello, welcome back everybody. I hope you have a freshly poured drink. Sit yourself down. Now, if you want to watch the lovely RSPB film, which was shown during the break there, it is available to view from their stall in the virtual exhibition area after the event, so you can check it out there. And the finalist photos and videos are also in the video gallery. Now, are you ready for our next award? Well, the category is the Community Initiative Award. And thank you so much to Green Power for their long-term sponsorship of the Community Initiative Award. This category celebrates outstanding community-based initiatives that also clearly benefit nature. Now, our finalists are projects that are developed and led by the people they serve, acting as inspiration for others and offer real value to the whole community. On the shortlist for the Community Initiative Awards are
Growing for Garnock, Coach and Ascent Living Landscape Partnership Scheme, Carron Valley Community Woodland, Nurturing Nature, Championing Community, Pause on Plastic, 21,000 amazing litter picking dog owners, Little Acorn CIC, Nature-Based and Holistic Learning Community Forest School.
And to announce this category, I'm pleased to welcome George Baxter, Director of Development at Green Power.
Good evening. I hope you're all having a wonderful time. Green Power is delighted to be supporting the Nature of Scotland Awards and the RSPB for what must be the umpteenth year that we've been involved. It's always the most difficult category to select a winner. So difficult, in fact, this year we've had to award highly commended to a number of projects. So the first highly commended project is the Coich and Ascent Living Landscape Partnership Scheme. A very, very well done to you. And the second project to be highly commended is Growing for Garnock. Very well done, Growing for Garnock. And the overall winner, I'm delighted to announce, it's Little Acorns CIC, Nature-Based and Holistic Learning Community Forest School. Very, very warm congratulations from all of us. And I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Massive congratulations to Little Acorns. This is a community-based nature and holistic learning forest school based in Auchencruve, Ayr. During COVID, locals and businesses came together to design, build, develop and maintain the site, which covers a disused arboretum located at the former Scottish Agricultural College HQ. Together, they brought a forgotten gem back to life, and Little Acorn CIC is now a thriving, nature-based and holistic learning setting, running parent and toddler classes, woodland workshops, male and female support groups, gardening clubs, intergenerational sessions, and nature clubs for children of different ages and abilities. This project has been a lifeline for vulnerable people throughout South Ayrshire, including those living in social isolation or suffering from mental illness and financial hardship. Little Acorns now welcomes over 200 people a week to a space rich with nature where they can enjoy a woodland play gym, wildflower meadow, vegetable garden and wildlife pond. The project grew from the need for quality nature connection and togetherness at a time when social isolation and nature deficit disorder was at its highest. It also provides a safe and supportive, forward-thinking, holistic learning environment for local children.
Experienced educators and forest school leaders with support from local parents have now also developed a unique nature-based learning programme that can be delivered on site as well as within external school grounds.
Oh, isn't that fantastic? Well done to everyone at Little Acorns. Okay, next up, it's the Food and Farming Award. And thanks to the James Hutton Institute for sponsoring the Food and Farming Award tonight. Now, food has a big environmental footprint, from how we grow it to the amount we waste. But some individuals, businesses and organisations are doing things differently, taking steps to reduce their own environmental impact and helping consumers make better food choices, whether that's wildlife-friendly farmers or farm shops, cafes and caterers carefully sourcing ingredients and reducing food waste. This award celebrates our sustainable food champions. So, here is a reminder of who is on our shortlist.
Propagate Scotland, Kincloon Organic Nature Farm, Nature Friendly Farming Network, Spittle Tower Sustainability, integrated plans for the future.
And to announce the category, I'm really pleased to welcome Professor Colin Campbell, CEO of the James Hutton Institute.
Good evening. At the James Hutton Institute, we are acutely aware that the way we eat, drink and farm our food has a huge impact on our nature, climate and the health and well-being of our people. We need new ideas and people to lead by example. This category celebrates people who are leading by example, and congratulations to everyone nominated and entering this category. There are two category winners here. There's a highly commended and an overall winner. I have here the envelope for the highly commended category. It's a great pleasure to announce that the winner in the highly commended category is Propagate. Gold envelope here. The overall winner in this category is Kincloon Organic Nature Farm.
Music, don't they? Oh, I'm so chuffed. Congratulations to Aylwyn and Virginia at Kincloon. I am so pleased for you. Now, I met the sisters when I visited their farm last month for Landward and know how much this recognition will mean to them. They work so hard. Here's a clip from the programme. This is Kincloon Farm near Kirriemuir. On the surface, its 1,100 acres look gentle and understated. But the way it's being farmed is actually pretty progressive and thought-provoking. That's because sisters Aylwyn Pilley and Virginia Osborne have a shared vision.
The lamb's 5390, 52.6.
Both have a background in law, but return to work on the family farm. Their goal is to produce lamb and beef in a much more environmentally friendly way. Up in the hill pastures, I'm meeting Virginia, who's keeping an eye on the cattle with some assistance from her Highland pony, Fandango. That is definitely the way to get around your farm, isn't it?
So we're an upland grass livestock unit and we're organic, and we really do have the potential to provide wonderful ecosystem management whilst producing red meat.
Meat production generally does have a bad reputation for damaging our planet. Is that fair?
All meat at present has a carbon footprint. And we're working really hard as an industry to bring that down. But in this habitat, where you've got grassland everywhere, which is sequestering carbon, and the beef is really a byproduct of maintaining this habitat and the biodiversity that we have here.
But no matter where they are, cattle do release methane. So how are they tackling it here?
We are maximising how many of the cattle we can outwinter, because that's reducing the inputs and therefore the emissions. So we have really excellent woodlands that we can utilise and keep the cattle in those woodlands, and then just managing the grazing well, we can extend the grazing season. We are maximising that to reduce the emissions.
The theory is that keeping livestock outside all year round eating grass, you reduce the feed and fuel needed to keep them indoors.
And then it's also got the benefit that, you know, we're working with the ponies, which is lovely. I mean, it's not a bad day in the office.
Further up the hill, I'm joining Aylwyn. After teaching environmental law for many years, she's now putting into practice what she preached, and the farm is now a haven for wildlife. Hi, Aylwyn.
Hello, Arlene.
Well, this is an interesting site and nothing much going on at the moment.
So we've put in 4 of these big puddles, which I know they don't look very nice, but they're deliberately created so that the wading birds can come in to feed and bring their chicks in to feed. So we never realised we had as many curlew as we do. We have lapwing, we have oystercatcher and redshank.
In a recent RSPB survey, 47 different bird species were counted on the farm, 13 of them on the red list.
You can work with nature and you can produce food, and at the same time you can be benefiting the species that are around you, and we absolutely love them, so we want to do it.
There is a sense that Virginia and Aylwyn are stepping back in time using more traditional farming methods, but that doesn't make it old-fashioned. They have a plan, and that's to regenerate this environment using their cattle, and that is smart food production for the future. Oh, I'm absolutely delighted for Aylwyn and Virginia. I hope you are celebrating tonight, ladies. Now, it's time to take another look at how you are all celebrating at home with a selection of your photos from Twitter. Let's take a look, shall we? Oh, Alistair, yes, having a little beer there. Very nice, all suited and booted. Well, slippered. Tonight, I hope you're enjoying the show. And Borders Forest Trust, we felt underdressed in our slippers last year, so we've brought out the sparkly shoes for this year's awards. Well done you, I love them. What else do we have? Green Power there, obviously with the team, having a few drinkies, enjoying the virtual evening. And thank you so much, guys. I hope you're having a good night. And our final look at some award winners. We've got Fiona Campbell working from the Isle of Harris office this week, as is hubby, attending Nature of Scotland Awards tonight, listening to his boss. So I hope you're enjoying it, and that looks like a really nice little wood-burning stove there. And look at this delightful couple watching the Nature of Scotland Awards and supporting the Best Wee School. That's Sunnyside Primary School. Well, Samantha, thank you so much. And your darling boys there in the background. Whatever you're doing right now, I hope you're enjoying the awards. And thank you again for joining us. Now, let's get back to them, shall we? And our forest and woodland category. And we would like to thank Comfor for sponsoring the Forest and Woodland Award again this year. Now, the category recognises those going above and beyond, placing nature and wildlife at the heart of their forest and woodland activities. The shortlisted projects include a diverse range of entries from wildlife-friendly foresters and communities making the most of their local woodlands to producers and other land managers exploring innovative new approaches which bring benefits for wildlife and people. This award celebrates our sustainable forestry and woodland champions. And our category finalists are...
Creative functional woodland, as it should be done. Newton Hill School. Bar Hill Woodlands at the heart of the community. Bow Shield, restoring an ancient woodland sustainably. Wildland Cairngorms, native forest restoration at landscape scale. Dunbar Community Woodland, for trees, for wildlife, for people.
And to announce this category, I'm very pleased to welcome Stuart Goodall, CEO of Comfor.
Our forests and woodlands are unique places. They are locations, homes for a stunning range of wildlife. They also provide us with infinitely renewable supplies of wood, which is key to us meeting our net zero targets, absolutely vital. And this year when we're welcoming the world to COP26 in Glasgow. This particular award recognises people and organisations who've gone that bit further to support nature. And therefore, I'm really pleased to be announcing that the 2021 Forest and Woodland Award winner is Wildland Cairngorms, Native Forest Restoration at Landscape Scale. Congratulations to everybody involved with that. Well done. Very well.
Well, thank you very much, Stuart. Sorry, we cut you off a little bit there. I think he was about to say, well, very well deserved. Congratulations to everyone at Wildland. Their 15-year transformation at Glenfeshie is quite remarkable. And back in 2018, Ewan McElraith visited for Landward and met with Director of Conservation, Thomas McDonnell.
I'm keen to see what 14 years of regeneration looks like.
It's a tricky thing to get into, this.
It is. And it's a great excuse to take a drive on the wild side.
So how deep can it go?
Well, probably got to find out.
Wow.
There are still deer at Glenfeshie, just far, far fewer. The population has reduced from 40 animals per 100 hectares to just 1 or 2. It's a level that allows the forest to thrive.
Thomas, when you first came here, what was the landscape like?
We had those old trees there, the old Caledonian pine trees, which are about 250 odd years old. But all this juniper in the foreground here, that wasn't here. There was none of this 10-year-old regeneration. The heather was just a brown tinge within a grass landscape. The difference really is more on this kind of stuff down here, where we've got this low to the ground in the bearberry, the moss, the blaeberry, and see this kind of wispy thing that you see in the juniper. Well, that's really an indicator that it's not being browsed. This understory, this under canopy field layer is very good for things like field voles, which people forget about. So people think regenerating the Caledonian pine tree, shoot the deer, it's all about trees and deer. Well, actually it isn't. It's much more subtle than that.
Now, this is obviously working down here. What's it like up on the tops?
Well, let's go have a look.
The estate covers an area of 20,000 hectares, and we're heading for the tree line, over 500 metres above sea level.
We've come up the hill, and it's just got this brilliant view of mature trees, a lot of regeneration going. You've changed the landscape. What was it like when you'd taken the cull and you sit back and you wait for the regeneration? Did it happen immediately?
It didn't. It was a lag of 3 years between culling lots of deer
a few thousand deer and then nothing happening. And I must say, it was a bit of a lonely, soul-searching period for me. And all of a sudden, we just got this immense pulse of regeneration that you can see in front of us. I'm not sure if it's a spiritual thing or whatever, but I did feel quite touched and quite emotional when I saw it, because obviously when there's a lot of people telling you it's not going to work and nothing is working, you do start to think. So that it was almost like a relief for myself and possibly the forest.
You're changing the landscape.
Returning it back, restoring a landscape.
Glenfishie perhaps represents a vision for a future landscape, but it hasn't been easy. It was hugely controversial at the time, and for many, it still is. But I think what we need to get is a balance to ensure that all of the wildlife here can thrive.
Thank you, Ewan, and the scenery is just spectacular. Congratulations again to the team at Wilden Up in the stunning Cairngorms. Now it's time for our penultimate award of the night, our brand new Health and Wellbeing category. Now, throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, spending time outdoors and building a connection to nature has been vital for so many people. This new award was created to recognise the positive relationship between nature and well-being and celebrates initiatives that actively encourage people to engage with nature to support their mental and/or physical health. Our judges were especially looking out for projects that, in addition, also delivered real benefits for nature too. Let's have a look at who's shortlisted for the Health and Wellbeing category.
Dundee Green Health Partnership. Venture Trust, harnessing the power of nature for well-being. Boots and Beards. Tom's Hidden Garden, a place to relax. Think health, think nature. Healthier, greener and better connected in the community. NHS Green Space, better places for people and nature. Walking with Nature. Ayr and Ailsa Hospitals, green space for health. Outdoors for You, reconnecting people with nature. TCV Building Roots Project.
And to announce this category, I'm really pleased to welcome NHS doctor, TV presenter and author, Dr. Amir Khan.
Hi everyone, I am here to present the Health and Wellbeing Award. And it's the first year this award has been run, and we have been inundated with just brilliant, high quality entries. So thank you so much for all the work you guys have done. I'm an NHS doctor, and I constantly talk about the importance of nature on our well-being. There is so much evidence that being outdoors, connected with nature, is really good for our physical and mental health. So this is an award I am really passionate about. Now, without further ado, let's announce the winners. We have got 2 highly commended winners and a main winner as well. So here we go. Our first highly commended winner, drum roll please, is NHS Green Space, better places for people and nature. Well done. Okay, another drum roll. Our second highly commended winner is, here we go, Walking with Nature. Congratulations. Okay, gold envelope, main winner. like the Oscars. Big drum roll now. The winner of the Health and Wellbeing Award is Healthier, Greener and Better Connected in the Community. Congratulations.
My name's Ruth Wyatt and my name's Kim Sibbald and we work for the Edinburgh and Lothians Green Space Trust. Out and about, we focus on getting people with health inequalities, get them outdoors, getting them engaged in their green spaces. We look for really fun ways to get them engaging in those spaces through physical activities, growing their own produce, through woodland activities, and just really getting people socialising together in the outdoors and hopefully having a good time.
A brilliant impact of these kind of sessions is that people get the benefits of being outside in nature. Our participants say that they feel more energised. It brings back memories for some of our older participants of when they were younger and they would spend time in the woods. But probably one of the biggest impacts that we have being outside is using it as a tool to connect people. So it reduces isolation. Friendships have formed through these kind of activities and people just improve feeling better physically and mentally.
The best part of our job is the fact that we can work all the activities that we do around the people that we work with, and we get to meet so many lovely people in these communities that they wouldn't normally come out and do these activities, and then they're coming out to their green spaces and they're really seeing something that they've not experienced before, to actually experience that with them. So it's just lovely. But the fact that we can develop the programme around people's needs and really work with them and give them what they're needing to actually feel better in their everyday life is just fantastic.
I would say to anybody looking to get involved, don't write anything off. Come out and explore your local outdoor environment and see what it's about, because sometimes we need permission to be still in nature, to try something new, and the kind of groups that we do will give you that opportunity, as well as an opportunity to meet other people.
How lovely was that last scene? You just feel so peaceful when you see it. And congratulations to the team at Edinburgh and Lothians Green Space Trust, obviously filming that day. It was 4 seasons in one day. It looked a bit wet by the end. Anyway, I'm sure you'll agree they're doing incredibly important work to support communities and wildlife. Now, I thought what we'd do is check in again to see what you are up to at home right now, taking a look at some of the tweets you have sent in. We've got Kirsty Tate and watching in our PJs. Excellent. Best of luck, everyone, tonight. Natalie, amazing. Yay. Got the drinkies out there. Thank you so much for joining us. Our second set of tweets, we've got Dr. Scott Shanks. That looks like a double there. Great night so far. Well done to all of the amazing nominees and winners. And love the shirt, Dr. Scott. Very, very nice. And Kate Kirkwood watching the awards with Esk, but it's past her bedtime, so she's struggling to stay awake. Yeah, she's not the only one. Edinburgh Green Space. Yes, award winners tonight. An early evening kebab followed by some Fizzero. Kebab and fizz, nothing better. You're such a classy bunch. And loving watching the Nature of Scotland Awards. Pause on plastic. How adorable is that? Absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much for sending all of your tweets in. Now, Obviously, we've got time to remind you about all of our winners tonight and our finalists, and you can check them out, get more information by visiting the Nature of Scotland Awards website. Ah, fantastic. And now I know you've heard a few times tonight that it's the Nature of Scotland Awards 10th anniversary this year. So, to mark the occasion, we have come to the final incredibly special category of the evening, the Nature Champions of the Decade Award. Now, this was created in recognition of all the incredible projects that have been recognised by the Nature of Scotland Awards across the decade and celebrates the combined contribution for nature. All the previous winners are worthy of their winning status, but our judges, guided by an esteemed group of additional experts from across the conservation sector, selected 10 former winning projects which were representative of the scope of the Nature of Scotland Awards. Then it was over to you. The shortlist were put to a public vote and, oh my, you got voting. Over 6,500 votes were cast for these incredible projects that have delivered so much for Scotland's species and habitats. So, on the shortlist for the Nature Champions of the Decade Award are
Cairngorm's Wildcat Project, championing the return of beavers to Scotland. Coast, Community of Arran Seabed Trust. Deep, Dornoch Environmental Enhancement Project. Linbreck Croft. Mull Eagle Watch, Native Woodland Survey of Scotland. Sea Search, Sunnyside Primary, How Small Ripples Bring About Tides of Change. TCV Natural Talent Programme, Closing the Ecological Skills Gap.
And we're very pleased to be joined by Scottish Government's Minister for Green Skills, Circular Economy and Biodiversity. Here's Lorna Slater.
My congratulations to all of you who have been nominated at the Nature of Scotland Awards 2021. Whether you won an award this evening or not, it's been wonderful to hear about all the hard work that has gone into the amazing and innovative projects that have been showcased tonight. I'm really proud to see what the people of Scotland, young and old, have achieved over the past year in their work to protect Scotland's precious natural heritage. I'm delighted to have been invited to announce the winners of a very special award category this evening. The winners of the Nature Champions of the Decade Award are the children of Sunnyside Primary School in Glasgow for their Nae Straw at All campaign. My warm congratulations to the Sunnyside Ocean Defenders.
Yes, congratulations to all the pupils and teachers at Sunnyside Primary. And, oh yes, yeah, thank you very much, my lovely assistant. This is it. Look how cool that is. Nature of Scotland Awards, Nature Champions of the Decade, sponsored by Nature Scott Sunnyside Primary School. This is beautiful. It is nature at its best. Beautiful piece of wood and this very lovely design. Although I do notice sharp edges, not for young children. Okay, make sure you put it behind a glass case. I'm going to pop it down here. There we go. Try not to knock it over. Now, We will be sending that beautiful trophy to our winners shortly, and it's going to be delivered by some of the RSPB Scotland team as well, so make them very welcome when they turn up on your doorstep. Here are some of the young people explaining what they did to win the Youth and Education Award back in 2019.
Hello, we're Amber and Darren, Peyton and Jay. I'm Royla, this is Olivia. My name's Kaylee. My name's Taylor. And I'm Millie. And we're Sunnyside Ocean Defenders. One of our most successful campaigns was hashtag No Straw At All.
Turns out in 1 year we threw away 38,000 plastic straws. Now that's for just one school.
We used Twitter to get the hashtag trending and managed to get companies to back us. Glasgow City Council banned all plastic straws in their offices.
We travelled to London and spoke to McDonald's executives. And we also got Muller to change the plastic straw that comes with our milk to a paper one.
We made this gimmick to show that something small like plastic straws can make such a huge impact on animals' lives.
If we all do something small, this could help make a big impact on slowing climate change.
As ocean defenders, of course we do beach cleans. One of the beaches we clean is Arica.
So in 2018 we started a drain campaign. This was to show that litter we drop in our towns and cities can make it to the ocean. Lots of schools joined in and we even took it on tour to dinner Hebrides. We created some feisty Scottish characters such as Crabbit Crab and Scottish Seal. Each of them has their own pollution that is annoying them. After the presentation to the Lord Provost and councillors, Glasgow City Council has agreed to put these next to drains in Glasgow.
Glitter is pretty and who doesn't love a bit of sparkle? But it's actually plastic pollution. Most glitter is made from plastic, and as we know, plastic never goes away, but breaks up into microplastics. You can make your own biodegradable glitter just by mixing food colouring with sugar. It's much tastier, much more fun and much better for the oceans.
I think we've made an impact, but the truth is we've still got lots of stuff to do throughout our lifetime.
At Sunnyside, we now get to work alongside some pretty inspiring people. People write off city communities as we're not near the countryside or the coast, but cities help pollute nature, so they should help save it.
We are Sunnyside Ocean Defenders and we are wild and free.
They are amazing, aren't they? Absolutely amazing. I would vote for them. I think we're going to see them sort of debating in Parliament in years to come. By the way, Crabbit Crab is my name on Landward. Now, we have almost reached the end of our 2021 Nature of Scotland Awards. We hope you've really enjoyed the evening and been inspired by the achievements of our finalists and winners. All our worthy winners will be sent one of these beautiful trophies, of course, which I held up earlier, and certificates will also go to our highly commended runners-up too. I can certainly say I have found tonight seriously inspiring, and again, congratulations to all of our winners, just amazing. Tonight was made possible through the generosity of the sponsors. You can find out more about them in the virtual exhibition area back on the main timeline. Now, I've been asked to say a particular thank you to the awards co-sponsor, Nature Scot, and I'm so very pleased to introduce a message from their Chief Executive, Francesca Ozowska.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm sorry that yet again we're online, but hopefully in person next year. I would firstly like to congratulate all the nominees and award winners and thank everyone involved in these projects. You are all amazing. I would also like to add my thanks to the sponsors. These awards are a chance to pause and appreciate some of the fantastic work that is going on in Scotland, all with nature at its heart. In particular, I want to give a huge shout out to Sunnyside Primary for winning Nature Champions of the Decade Award. The work that you are doing to learn about, connect with, and protect nature is inspiring. Sunnyside, you are a worthy winner. Congratulations. 2021 has been quite a year, but by utilising all our skills, resources and resilience, we have together successfully brought the nature and climate emergencies to the fore as we prepared for COP26. I think collectively we showcased much of what Scotland can offer in terms of solutions, action, and above all, determination to tackle these immense challenges. 2022 promises to be another big year for nature. We need to harness the momentum from COP26 and leaders in upholding the commitments on tackling the nature and climate crises together as we move towards COP15 in Kunming, China, where new global targets for biodiversity will be set. We need to continue what we have started, except we need to go further and faster. But remember, it has been accepted that nature can contribute towards more than 30% of our net zero targets. That is huge. Nature Scot and our many partners are already making a difference with projects like the Green Infrastructure Programme, which creates and improves areas where people live. The Dynamic Coast Project, which has shown how our salt marshes and sand dunes can protect coastal areas far better and for far less money than artificial defences. The Biodiversity Challenge Fund, which over 3 rounds has allocated £6.6 million to projects which are addressing the drivers of biodiversity loss, like climate change, invasive non-native species, and people's disconnect from nature. The Nature Restoration Fund has also been extremely successful in funding urban and rural projects that are helping nature to recover. This work all demonstrates the value and importance of nature, but there is more to do. No one organisation can tackle the challenges we face. We need our communities, land managers, public bodies, the ENGO sector, government, businesses, a range of other stakeholders and partners to share ideas and resources, and importantly, make ambitious commitments to deliver meaningful change on the ground to ensure that we can create a nature-rich future for all. I hope you have enjoyed this evening and have taken inspiration from the projects showcased here tonight. It was indeed a celebration of nature in Scotland and how important it is to all of us. Thank you very much.
And thank you very much indeed, Francesca, for sending us that film. And thank you to everyone who has entered our prize draw so far. We have been blown away by your generosity. There is still time, however, to take part if you haven't already done so. You have until the 15th of December. Please do share the prize draw with anyone who might want to win this exceptional weekend away in the Cairngorms. Remember, the address is at the bottom of the screen. It's right there. Now, on behalf of the Nature of Scotland Award judges, RSPB Scotland and co-sponsor Nature Scot, thank you to everyone who's made this event so special. A big thanks to the wonderful team. They did okay, apart from that little technical glitch. Wasn't their fault, apparently. Anyway, they are magnificent. They've done such a brilliant job. Edinburgh International Conference Centre team, my thanks to them. And of course, to everyone who entered this year and to you, our audience. If you are doing incredible things for Scotland's species and habitats, you'll be pleased to know that the Nature of Scotland Awards 2022 will open for applications in March. We're going to round off the night with another inspiring collection of nature moments from TV production company Mara Media. I'm Arlene Stewart. It has been an absolute pleasure to share this evening with you. You are all winners in my eyes, and I look forward to seeing what's in store in the years to come. Take care and enjoy the rest of your night.